folks. Ian from RTO here. Now, it's not very often I do recordings in the evening, but this was sort of planned this afternoon. So I thought, well, I've got nothing. I was doing nothing. I was having a chill out day, and I thought, I know, I'll do a tier ranking. So I literally put this together in about an hour. So I'm well chuffed with myself. And I'm doing it, I've dressed up for the occasion as well. I've got my jacket and bow tie on in honour of Mr. James Bond, who I'm going to tier rank all the movies, including the 2 that are not in the official series. So, going to put them in a top drawer, an excellent, a good, and average, and a nah today. So, where do we start? Well, we start at the very beginning, I think. 1962, the very first James Bond film came out, starring Sean Connery as 007. Bernard Lee played M. Ursula Andress played Honey Rider. Joseph Weissman played the baddie Dr. No. And it's all set round about Jamaica. It all starts, of course, with the 3 blind mice and all that. They killed the person in charge of the station, MI5, MI6 station in Jamaica. So they send out Bond to investigate, and it leads him to this little island where Dr. No is mastering to destroy the world. And once again, he saves the world. We had that great scene of Honey Rider coming out the sea. Good little start off, really. I do like this film. Quite like watching it still. But it's good. It's not in the excellence and all that sort of thing. So it'll go in the good tier. Okay, up next, 1963. From Russia with Love. James Bond, of course, Sean Connery. We've got, never remember, does it Daniela Bianchi played Tatiana Romanoff. Robert Shaw played Donald Grant. Brilliant stuff. And the brilliant Pedro Almoredes plays Ali Cameron Bey. The leader of Station T in Turkey. He was a great character. We've got Colonel Klebb with the shoes, trying to stab everyone. Basically, it's Spectre trying to lure James Bond to kill him. And they use the Russians. It's a good old-fashioned spy, espionage, double-cross sort of film. Wonderful scenery. I like the film. Absolutely love this film. So it's going in the good, but I think it's better than Dr. No. 1964. Up comes Goldfinger. Gert Forb playing Goldfinger. Honor Blackman plays Pussy Galore, and the wrestler Howard Carter plays Objob. He had the best lines all through. Of course, Goldfinger is obsessed by gold, and he got this plan to blow up Fort Knox with a nuclear bomb, so his gold will do it. But once again, Bond foils the plot, turns Pussy Galore into a goodie, and it's tea and middles all round. Brilliant film. First time we saw the DB5 with the ejector seat. Absolutely brilliant. It's top drawer James Bond for me, Goldfinger. All the way. Okay, 1965 saw the brilliant Thunderball. Was it Claudine Auger plays Domino. Dolpho Seeley plays Largo. The plot is that Spectre are at it again, but this time they're stealing nuclear bombs off a Vulcan, using Domino's brother as the bait. But once again, Bond foils the plot. I love the boat chase at the end. Absolutely brilliant film. It's definitely top drawer for me, and I actually prefer it to Goldfinger. I think it's more action-packed than Goldfinger, and it's got a better flow than Goldfinger at times. Okay, up next, 1967. You Only Live Twice. Brilliant film. Got a great theme tune. We've got Mimi Hammer playing Kissy Suzuki. Donald Pleasant, the best Blofeld ever. And then we got Testro Tamba playing Tiger Tanaka. We had Little Nelly in it. Basically, Blofeld wants to start World War III, so he nicks a spaceship from both Russia and America. They're at odds. They send in Bond to find thing. James Gray makes a cameo. It's got one of the best Bond lairs ever, Blofeld's lairs. Brilliant film, and it's an excellent film. Love watching this one, so it can go in there. The only fault of it, they've tried to make Bond look Japanese. It just didn't work out for me. Okay, also in 1967 we have this goofy version of Casino Royale, which had a host of stars in it. I've written these down: Peter Sellers, Ursula Andress, David Niven, Orson Welles. To start, Jimmy Bond was played by Woody Allen. Evelyn Trembler, Peter Sellers. The Chief was Orson Welles. It's quite funny in places. Sort of based on the plot of, I suppose, of Casino Royale. But I do like the ending with that fight at the end and everyone blows up and they all go up to heaven on the harps. It's got a great theme tune. But where it sits in here, as much as I have a giggle over it, it's not one of my favourite films of them. So it's going to be an average film, as much as I think it's a lot of fun. Okay, 1969. Sean says, no, I'm not doing it anymore. So they had to get a new Bond, and they found George Lazenby, who was doing adverts at the time. He's Australian. We've got Telly Savalas in this as Blofeld. Diana Rigg plays Tracy. This is where Bond falls in love. He's on the hunt for Blofeld. Good plot. Very sad at the end when Tracy gets assassinated. But it just didn't work for me of George Lazenby. So it's going in an average. I do love the plot, and the radio drama of it is much better, and the book is brilliant. But the film, if they was going to do a remake, this would be one that I'd want them to do. Okay then, 1971. George is gone. They bring back Sean for one more throw of the dice in Diamonds Are Forever. It's all about diamond smuggling and things disappearing. Bond, now played Sean, he's getting a little bit old for this role. Jill St. John's great in it. Charles Gray is not the best Blofeld, but Lana Wood, plenty O'Toole, I'm sure you are. But my favourite characters in this, of course, is Mr. Kit, Mr. Willett and Mr. Kit. I just love them. The film, it's okay. You can go in there, it's just a good movie. So out with Roger. Roger comes in now. Sean's gone for Live and Let Die. Now this is all set in the plot is that British agents are being bopped off all over the world. They send in Bond, who ends up in the Caribbean again. On the Monique or something. It's got the best Felix Leiter, the actor that plays him in this is great. Can't think of his name, but it's got one of the great chases on in the boats, and we get introduced to J.W. Pepper. That boat chase is brilliant. Great start for Roger, I thought. It's an excellent movie. Absolutely. Not top draw, but certainly an excellent movie. I'll pick the right film. There we go. Okay, 1974. Man with the Golden Gun. Brilliant actors in this, of course. We've got Christopher Lee as Scaramanga, Hervé Villechaize as Nick Nat, and Britt Etland as Goodnight. Yeah. And J.W. Pepper's in it again. It's got that great car chase and the stunt over the bridge. It's not a bad plot. I like how they use the Queen Elizabeth liner that was actually there at the time. It's like MI6's Far East headquarters. I enjoy this film, I really do. Tabasco Nick Nat is one of my favourite lines. It's not excellent, but it's a good solid film, and I can put it in there. 1976. Now this is the first Bond film I actually saw at the cinema. Got Kurt Jurgens as Strombold. Richard Keel plays Jaws. Set it all over the world. Barbara Bach plays Triple X. We have the stunt at the beginning with the skiing off the cliff with the Union Jack. It's got the underwater submarine Lotus. I've got so fond memories of this film. It's a brilliant plot with the Stromberg stealing the Russian and the British subs. The tanker is the Stromberg's lair. The fights, the scenes at the end are brilliant. It's just one of my favourite. It is my favourite James Bond film because it's the first one I saw at the cinema, and I just love that movie. Okay then, up next. Now, officially, if you see the end of Spy Who Loved Me, it said James Bond will be back in For Your Eyes Only. But because of the space shuttle, they decided to do Moonraker. Now, Moonraker, the book, is nothing like the movie. I want to see the book done as a movie, in fact. But this is all about space shuttles. And they belong to Drax, Hugo Drax. And he's got this mad world to repopulate the Earth, and they go to a space station. But one of them gets destroyed, so he has to get one that he was given. The Americans was bringing over to the UK, so he pinched that. And the plot, and it's the first time that James Bond goes into space. It's got some great music in this. It's an all right film. But it's, to me, as I said, I wish I'd ever used the real Moonraker plot instead of using space shuttles, but it was the thing at the time. But it's still a pretty good movie, so I shall put it in as a good movie. Okay, up next, 1981, For Your Eyes Only. Topo's in this, plays Columbus. Julian Glover plays Christianos. It's about Melina, played by Caroline Bouchard or something. Yeah, Bouquet. She's gone back to see her parents who work for the British Secret Service. The boat's destroyed. It's about revenge, and they fight. And there's a ship that's got this missile thing on it. It's not the best film. The music's not very good. There's a skater in it that I can never remember her name. She was about as much as an actor as I am. I was never impressed with this film, so it's a nair for me. Okay, 1983. We had two Bond films in 1983. The first one was the official one, Octopussy. Again, Maud Adams appears in this. The brilliant Stephen Burkoff is in this as well. Stephen Burkoff's character is a bit of a He's a bit of a warmonger, and it's about smuggling. And some of this film was actually filmed at the Nen Valley Railway, which I went and saw. That stunt with the car going off into the river, I saw that actually happening. When stood on the east-west Berlin, the German border. It's got that great car chase through Germany. Brilliant. There's a nuclear bomb. All off wants to start World War III. Usual sort of thing. Louis Jourdain's brilliant, and this is Kamal Kal. It's just again we go to India and Germany. It's a good film. Good plot. Good old-fashioned spy plot. So I think it's an excellent film. Is Octopussy. Also, we had in 1983 the remake of Thunderball, and they called it Never Say Never Again. It's got Sean Connery in. Very similar plot to Thunderball, but not as good. It's even got Rowan Atkinson in it. And there's a bit thing. I just couldn't get on with this film. I've got it. Of course I've got it. I'm a Bond freak. But Sean was too old to do this. The music's pretty naff as well. So it's going in there. Okay, 1985. This was the last appearance of Mr. Roger Moore. And it starred Christopher Walken as Zorin. Patrick McNee was in it as well. Absolutely top drawer stuff in places, but some of the plot was a bit iffy. It's all about Silicon Valley and the blown up, but you don't get that at the beginning. Unfortunately, Roger was getting a little bit too old for this role. I think he admitted it. So I'm going to put it in there. It's a good movie. It's got some nice chases in it, but hey ho. Okay, 1987. New James Bond, played by Timothy Dalton, and it is never the Living Daylights. Miriam Darbo played Carla. Timothy Dalton was Mr. Bond, of course. Joe Don Baker, his first appearance but he played Brad Whitaker, and Jurgen Krab as Gorgi Kozlov. Now, it's all about a defection. Now, that bit at the beginning when Kozlov is being whisked away in a harrier out of this castle. That bit of the castle is actually a gas tower in Northampton. Because if you watch the extra bits in the movie, it says that they was going around looking for a tower, and they used that tower in Northampton. So Northampton has got a connection with a James Bond. Again, it's a really good spy film, and I thought Timothy Dalton. A lot of people didn't like him, but he played a more harder sort of James Bond. It's a lot of fun in places. I really enjoyed this film. I love the chase at the beginning, how they introduced Timothy Dalton as well. So I'm going to put that in there. It's an excellent film. Okay then, up next, the last film that Timothy Dalton did, 1989, License to Kill. Robert Davi played Sanchez. Carrie Lowell played Pambuvia. Q got to go out on mission this time. It all starts off with Felix Leiter they catch Sanchez, who escapes, double crossed by a CIA agent. Then they go and they kill Felix's wife Della, seriously injure Felix. So Bond's on a vendetta, has his license revoked. It's an alright film, but I don't like it as a revenge film, because that's what it really is. So it's average, but it's the best of the averages. Then we had to wait until 1995 for the next Bond movie. A lot of red tape, who owned the name. Once that's sorted out, they started looking for a new Bond. Now they got Pierce Brosnan. Now, Pierce Brosnan, of course, should have taken over from Roger Moore, but he was still in a contract to do Remington Steele. But in 1995, they managed to get him for GoldenEye. Now, GoldenEye, of course, is the name of Ian Fleming's residence in Jamaica. Now, the plot of this one is sort of, although the Cold War's over, there's still oddments going on, the fractions within Russia, which otherwise has been, and it all centres around Sean Bean's character, Alex Trevelyan, who was 006. Now, they were on a mission, it failed, he got shot, and then it was years after, and then they steal the GoldenEye, which is this sort of spy, for nuclear war. This is the first time Robbie Coltrane appears in a Bond film as well. Takes you all over the world. It's got that great tank chase scene in St. Petersburg. I thought Pierce did a great job. It's a good old-fashioned spy movie, and I really like this, and I'm going to put it in excellent, but I'll just put it in there. Didn't have to wait too long for the next one, 1997. Pierce's second outing in Tomorrow Never Dies. This is my favourite Pierce Brosnan Bond movie. So many great people in this. Michelle Ye plays Wei Lin, the Chinese thing. Elliot Carver played brilliant by Jonathan Pryce. Now, Elliot Carver wants to start World War III, so he's got a stealth boat. Tries to set the Chinese up against the British. They both send their agents in, who end up working together and save the world. Brilliant movie. Great plot, fast action, there's serious stuff and sense of humour in it. It's also got Terry Hatcher in it, who plays Elliot Carver's wife Paris, who's an ex-lover of Bond. It's quite sad at the end, in the bit when she gets killed. It upsets him, but on the whole, it's a brilliant film, and it is my favourite Pierce Brosnan film. Okay, up next, 1999, The World Is Not Enough. Robert Carlyle plays the bad boy. Absolutely brilliant in this, he is. Robbie Coltrane's back and suddenly gets killed off. Basically, it's all to do with an oil line, and the daughter of who she had her father killed tries to double crosses M. Goes on a little bit. Some of the plot, it needs some of the plot, but on the whole, it's a reasonable film. So I'm going to put it in here as a good film. Okay, up next we have Tomorrow Die Another Day. Oh dear me, not the best movie in my books. We haven't got Q now, played by Desmond Llewellyn. It's John Cleese. Invisible Cars. The plot is that Bond's on a mission in North Korea, gets captured, he's in prison for 7 years. It goes on and on and on. It's an okay. For me, it's just average. It's nothing special. So we can go in there. Get in the right place. There we go. Go in there. There we go. Okay. Then we have another break. 2006. Daniel Craig is now Bond. They've had a sort of a reboot. This goes back to when James Bond gets his license to kill, and it's Casino Royale. Judi Dench is only the person that's really retained from the old thing, and she plays brilliantly. I love this film. This is one of the closest Bond films that's closest to the book, and for me this has always been Daniel Craig's best performance as James Bond. He played it just like the Bond in the book, full of arrogance. I love this film. It's the best film of the first one Daniel Craig does, and it's his best, and I love the book, so it's top draw for me. Casino Royale always will be. Okay, then we get something that never happens in the Bond franchise. We have a continuation, and in 2008 we got Quantum of Solace, the shortest built Bond film ever. It's a pretty weak plot. He's looking for the revenge of Vesper Lund. I never got this film. I'm going to put it, funny enough, next to Casino Royale. I never got on with that film. It's not my favourite film, unfortunately. Well, then we get 2012. We got Skyfall. Now, Skyfall is the name of the Bond residence in Scotland. This is where it sort of goes a little bit thing. We got first appearance of Ralph Fiennes as Gareth Malloy in this. It's not a bad plot, but again, there's lots in this film that doesn't need to be in there. It goes on and on. Someone that used to work for MI6 has gone rogue. It's got the sad bit where, of course, Judi Dench dies. But it's a long. It could have been shortened or the plot different. It's okay, but it's becoming more like a soap saga, and I didn't like that. So I'm going to put that in as an average film. I'm going to put it in there. Okay, we've only got 2 to do now. 2015 Spectre. Christopher Waltz is back as Blofeld. And it's the first appearance of Madeline Swan, a love interest. I like the plot of this. Ralph Fiennes now is playing M, and this is where you've got Andrew Scott, who plays C, tries to make it more of a, wants to get rid of the 00 section. It's a gritty film, but again, it's got scenes in there that I didn't think needed to be in there. So I'm going to put it as a good film. I'm going to put it in there. So this takes us to the most recent and Daniel Craig's last film. came out in 2021 after COVID. It was delayed because of COVID. And No Time to Die. Sort of carrying on a bit because now Bond has officially left. We've got another 007. And for some reason they kill him off at the end. It's a bizarre film. It's a long one. Again, there's too much in there that you don't need. Rami Malek was good as Safin. I'll give him that. But it's not one of my favourite Bond films, I'm afraid. I'm going to put it as an average. So there we are. That's how I've ranked the James Bond films. My favourite films are The Spy Who Loved Me, Thunderball, Goldfinger, Tomorrow Never Dies, and Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. And the excellent ones for me are You Only Live Twice, Live and Let Die, Octopussy, GoldenEye, and The Living Daylights. Good, solid performances and films. The Man with the Golden Gun, The World Is Not Enough, Moonraker, From Russia With Love, Doctor No, Diamonds Are Forever, Spectre, and A View to Kill. Average, No Time to Die, Skyfall, License to Kill, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Die Another Day, Casino Royale, and Quantum of Solace. And the mares, for me, are For Your Eyes Only and Never Say Never Again. So that's a little bit of fun. What's going to happen with the franchise next? I don't know. We sit and wait for bated breath. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little wander through James Bond films. Tomorrow's the last day of the year, and I've got something really special for you. Yeah, but I have already recorded it, as you will see, and it's all the gaffes of this last year, when things haven't gone well when I've tried to record. And the good news is there'll be some Rocky in there. Rocky is being featured in here. It's a little bit different from the normal videos as well, so I hope you enjoy that tomorrow. Let's get dark now. Whoa, it's more like a live stream. So thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.